This is Unknown and Uncloned on the Undetermined Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Unknown and Uncloned, the show where we dissect the arts, one pop culture craze at a time. I'm your host, Rich. Here with me is my co-host,
Julian Wilson, and today we're here with our friend.
Hey guys, it's me, Lewis.
What's good?
Hey, what's up, man? It's always good to be back.
Yes.
Yeah. Lewis has been a great guest and a contributor to our episodes.
Yes.
So thank you, Lewis, for being on again, man.
No problem. Anytime.
And if you guys want to give us a shout out, you can always find us on Twitter and Instagram at UAU Podcast.
Yes, and if you want to find the grander brand, The Undetermined, you can find it on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the UD Network, and listen to full episodes of Unknown and Uncloned on YouTube at the Undetermined Network.
All right. So today we're going in a different direction. Now, many of you listeners know the term. You've seen them around, hipsters. Sometimes they really get a bad rap. Now let me describe what I'm talking about. If you go through New York City, for example, you'll see people who are dressed in a very unique manner.
Mm-hmm.
Suspenders, maybe a bow tie. Maybe their beards are very stylized. Maybe they have Polaroid cameras or whatever. And the point is, they're simply a little different. There's really no need to put them in some sort of category, but society does. As a matter of fact, what does Urban Dictionary say a hipster is? Someone who listens to bands you've never heard of, wears ironic t-shirts and believes they are better than you. Not necessarily.
Oh, really? Why does that have to be the
I know, right?
One of the on Urban Dictionary, they have italics, like an italic example. And, of course, it says, Julian is such a hipster.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. Ironic indeed, right?
Yeah, I never heard that one. Never.
Yeah. Another definition. Definitions are too mainstream. Hipsters can be defined because they'd fit in the category and thus be too mainstream. Blah, blah, blah. But this is the best.
Funny, though.
I know. But this is the best definition. Hipsters are a subculture of men and women, typically in their 20s and 30s, that value independent thinking, counterculture, progressive politics, and an appreciation for art and indie rock. That's it, people who have different interests.
Yes.
Now,
which is pretty much everybody. But
yeah, but for some reason, society always has to be like, nah, man, you're being different. You must have an ulterior motive. Not necessarily the case.
You know what I think? I think that people think hipsters are now everybody who's not portrayed in the media.
Maybe.
If you're someone who's like people who are portrayed in the media, then you good. But if you someone who is not, then labels. The labels happen anyway. But still.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. Have you ever seen people with man buns?
Yes, I have, actually.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Like
Man buns?
Like, I know some people who would see that and they'd be like, oh my God, he's such a hipster. He probably listens to some band you don't know and gloats about it. But it's just like, no, dude, let the man wear a man bun. Give him his man buns. Just let him have them. Please.
Let him be.
Exactly. But
That's funny.
But hipsters have contributed a lot, actually, to culture. You've probably been to a restaurant recently or a store, and you've seen mason jars used for foods, drinks. That started as a very, actually, rare trend that, people who you may consider hipsters have done. Like, they just decided, you know what? Let's just put this in a jar. And then everybody started doing it.
Actually.
And then it became mainstream.
Actually, one of my friends actually uses, like, a mason jar, like, to put, like, breakfast, like, yogurts, blueberries, granola, chia seeds.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
They actually use that for breakfast, too, bring with or like just as a drink.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but if I buy that, am I a hipster? Like,
No.
I, by no means I dress like a hipster. No, I don't.
Exactly. But it's just like, this is the kind of thing, this idea has been made fun of in many films, in many shows. But to be real, it's just an unnecessary categorization. But I found this article about trends that will dominate 2017. And I'm going to read a couple of them. This first one. Sriracha will be the new superfood of 2017. I don't know. Guys, keep an eye out. Apparently, sriracha is way more awesome than we thought. Apparently, the peppers that are used to make it are super efficient for detoxing, for regulating pH levels in your kidneys. And I'm sure there are other benefits, like, high in vitamin K, L, and P? Are you serious? I didn't even know.
Wow.
I didn't even
Good thing
know.
I started having sriracha.
Exactly, right? And this article is like, people are going to start having sriracha smoothies. I mean,
All right.
I don't want that in my
All
no.
right. Listen, man.
Nah.
Listen.
Let's take a time out for a second.
Listen, that's like asking for a cayenne pepper smoothie, man. Who would want that, man?
Well, no, I'm kidding.
Like,
Can I get a ghost chili pepper smoothie, please?
Oh my God. Can you imagine drinking that?
Yeah, it's like, but it's no place for me to judge. But why is that? Like, why is that such a trend?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like one person will start doing it, and then more will, and then it just sort of picks up. Like trends start small, and then they grow. Now, I don't anticipate this being that popular, to be real. I just don't think that most people will want to drink something that has a hint of spice, just because I've encountered, like, the majority of people I meet don't really like things that are too intensely spicy. And sriracha can be a lot to handle for some. I mean, like, my spice tolerance grew. I don't know about you guys, but I could handle spice. I could eat a sandwich that will make me cry from spice.
Can you handle sugar, spice, and everything nice?
I can't believe you just...
Nah.
No, you can't?
Nah, I'm spice intolerant.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't like spicy. Maybe the slightest spicy would be a little bit too spicy for me. But maybe not that extreme, but it's just I don't mess with spicy.
I feel you, man.
That's just me.
So no jerk chicken, no.
I mean, I'll give it
a jerk.
I know.
Damn. I mean, I'll try it. I'm not opposed to the idea, but if it's too spicy, your boy ain't gonna eat it.
Boy ain't gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? Yo, keep that pepper away from me. Only salt, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And this next suggestion, your hands will be the next mason jar. Wait a minute, what?
Excuse me?
Apparently...
Yo, who but W.B. Mason?
Exactly. Apparently, there's this emerging trend. I don't know where. I need to double check the sources of this article on SBS.com because I really want to know where they're getting their evidence. Who is starting to? Okay. Like, let me backtrack.
My hands. Where did my hands go?
Apparently, listeners, some people like to get served their food in their hands at a restaurant. I mean, it depends on what I'm getting. If I'm getting mozzarella sticks, I could just hold my hand out and take them. And, okay, now the argument for it is that, like, it saves time and energy when it comes to cleaning dishes and other things.
Unless it's clumsy and you drop the thing on the floor.
True. It's a way of minimizing waste. Yeah, sure. I could see that.
Yo, sauce and grease all over you.
Yeah.
No more natural oils, just completely.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But actually, I'd like to make a quick correction. This article was more so referring to, this is actually even more surprising. but it was referring to having a beverage served in your hands.
No.
Worst idea ever.
What? No, this is not a
Worst
good idea.
idea
Like who?
Ever. Oh yeah. So can I have
No.
Can you pour that hot coffee in my hand? Yeah, sure. Burn everything.
You know, can you put some lemonade in your hands? I want to, sip it all up. Yeah.
I can't.
Thank you. You wash your hands first. Did you use soap? I mean, like,
That's the thing. But like,
Yes,
even
man.
when you go to like a fountain and you cup the water in your hands, it spills. It's not a perfect container. I mean, yeah. Like I can drink it out of my hands.
most likely, I'm getting
Yeah, but they ain't no 5-second rule for that. Yo, drip, drip, drip. You know what I'm saying?
my hands are gonna touch their, like my mouth is gonna touch their hand.
Like, why would you do that and then you try to give someone a high five? Like, get away from me, son.
Slurp, high five, bro.
But you know what? If you guys thought that was weird, stilts are coming back. Are they though? I mean,
Well,
Cylinders, bro.
dude, bikes are so mainstream. What about using stilts? I mean, hey, if you...
my ankles.
The question is why? I mean, yeah, okay. If you want to feel taller, all right. Apparently they'll slow down your walking speed so you can be more precise and cool with the way you step. But
If you can even take a step, you trip over yourself and fall.
Yeah,
And good luck running track in that.
I'm not with it.
I ain't with it.
I ain't with it.
I
What
can't.
is this? Oh my gosh.
okay, so
I've
this is
seen
other
this
one.
actually. I've seen this one.
Hairstyle. Wait, you've seen this in person? Okay,
Not in person.
okay. This hairstyle called the frulet. What?
Are you sure it's not the frulet?
It may be actually
Ugh.
the reverse mullet.
Sounds better than the.
It's like-
actually, it might be the frulet.
Frullet.
The frullet, yeah.
Frullet.
The frullet, yes.
Oh my gosh.
So instead of like wearing your glasses on your eyes like most people do, nah, man, let's change it up. Why not wear the glasses on the back? And every time
I'm sorry. I actually dig this. I
Nah,
dig this.
it's pretty funny,
Yeah,
right?
It's funny to look at. That's why.
I understand, you got eyes in the back of your
Yeah.
head. But, your eyes in the back, you need some sunglasses too, so why not?
So why not have some sunglasses on the back of your head?
People think that bad vision has only been because your front eyes have been getting worse, but because your back eyes have been getting worse, that's why. It's
Yeah, that's a
double
blind
effect.
spot. Yeah, that's a blind spot.
Yeah, you're talking about the NBC show. Yeah.
For real.
Whatever floats your
Oh
boat.
my goodness. I also wanted to give a shout out to this poem. It's an audio form, but it's funny and oh my goodness, it's a great mix of humor and social commentary. This one poem by Neil Hilborn.
Great.
He's a great slam poet.
Yes.
He's got many YouTube videos.
And now he has a debut book.
Yeah.
Well, has had.
Yeah.
Still.
This particular poem is called Mating Habits of the North American Hipster.
Okay.
And we're going to link it so you guys can take a listen. Now, another thing I wanted to reference.
I thought it said enter the house of eggs. I was like, oh, listen. I ain't trying to step on no eggshells here.
Now, one of the staples that you're not in the mainstream. Having interests that are not always known. So you know what? Instead of having that in a negative light, I want to spin it. Why not expose things that you haven't heard of? You know what I mean? Don't get there's no need to be irritated because maybe a bunch of friends you're with are talking about something you don't know about. Learn. I mean, that's what life is all about.
Exactly, man.
This one street artist called Meggs. That's right. Eggs with an M in front. Meggs. He's a very, very talented artist based in Australia. He will have art that takes a lot of inspiration from sci-fi, cartoons, comics, and so on. And it'll be different. It'll be abstract. It'll be shocking. It's going to grab your attention. This one particular piece I wanted to focus on was a picture from an exhibit called King for a Day. And it is a picture of Captain America. His face is imposed over a bullseye. and half of Captain America's face is a skull that has a crown on it. And there's a lot of ways to interpret this. Well, one of the obvious ones, I think, because he's a hero, he's in the line of duty, he is always facing danger, and like having half of his face be a skull is symbolic of the risk he faces, you know. Or maybe it could also be like, oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness.
Yo, Epiphany live right now.
I think I just understood why there's a crown over the skull. Okay, so think about it this way. Half of his face is regular. He's got the mask on, he's got, regular human skin. He's mortal. On the other half of his face, skull, death. Crown? Why? 'Cause legacy. Think about how many people have gotten perhaps more known, more popular, more so etched in history after death. Poe, for example. Edgar Allan Poe's work didn't reach like a height of popularity until years after he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it means.
Oh,
right?
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
And the bullseye, I think that one's pretty obvious. He's a target, of supervillains, of people who don't support him. And I really like this kind of art.
But also a target of his work.
Oh, what exactly?
Like, meaning that he may feel that since his work is so abstract, that he is now a target.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Louis, do any thoughts come to your head when you see this?
Well, there is, obviously, this Captain America, half his face and half skull. Skull, as you said, is the risk of being a hero. Could also mean, that can also, obviously mean death. And the crown can also be something that people will remember you by, when you die. Like, for a good cause as a hero, they'll remember you. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. We don't want the hero to die. But if it's for something that's a cause, a good cause, then,
right.
Obviously the crown would be like a king to remember, per se.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll be stapled in time as doing something good.
Yeah. Guys, definitely check out work by Megs. We are going to link it. And we hope that, who knows, like some of you may like it and some of you may not, and some of you may fall in love with his work. And some of you may even be inspired by it to write, to create something of your own. Who knows?
Love it.
And when it comes to films, we all know that there are a lot of flicks out there that are cult classics, that are popular among groups we may not encounter, films that are awesome, that we'd vibe with, that we never got a chance to encounter.
Right.
So I want to give a shout out to some movies that maybe you haven't seen or heard of, but are well done, that are just awesome in many ways. Clerks, Moonrise Kingdom, 500 Days of Summer.
Love that movie.
It's great, isn't it?
Seen it at least twice. Love it.
A different take on romance, if you ask me. A more intimate portrayal. But hey, I don't want to spoil anything, so you guys can check it out. But one particular film that I wanted to highlight that I think stays relevant is the movie Network. Came out in 1976. It won 4 Oscars. It was an exceptional film.
Wow.
And it was about a big corporation that buys out a new television network. It decides to make some changes to boost ratings. But after hearing about the news, one particular news anchor has a crazy on-air breakdown, and that causes the ratings to go up, ironically. Now, I've seen the actual rant, and it's very, it challenges the way we think about the media.
Right.
You know, he basically talks about how these corporations bought this network because they have these hidden agendas. They want to use it for this and that. And it goes back to that idea that people who are in control of big money may not always have our best intentions at heart. I mean, hey, that can be true for some people. But, you know, let's not act like there aren't awesome philanthropists out there who are doing their best to further research. I think, who was it? Was it Matt Damon or Morgan Freeman who actually decided to donate money toward bee research or something along those lines?
Can't recall right now. But.
Yeah. Last year, I remember seeing an article about a celebrity that donated like millions of dollars to an institute who was researching how to keep the bees alive and healthy. Because, as you know, they're really important in the food chain, also in terms of our environment, man.
Yeah, because bees are responsible for, pollinating our plants.
Exactly.
Like, if it was not for bees, we wouldn't have, like, the fruits and vegetables that we have now. As much as we hate them. And we do hate them.
But they're necessary.
But they're very necessary.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to deal with them, but that's also a good point.
It is. And the last arts-related thing I wanted to get to is music. Now, that's like the classic thing, like, oh, so I'm listening to this band. Yeah, you've probably never heard of it. You know, like a typical hipster who is being, for lack of a better term, a D-bag or something like that. But keep in mind, you don't encounter those kind of people often, you know?
Right.
And it's not like, not every person who has different interests is going to be like a snob about it. But anyway, if you guys want to listen to something different, then I think I'd like it if we all give a suggestion for a new band out there or a new musician, anything that you think is cool that more people should be exposed to. So, let me think. One of my favorite bands.
I think I already know what you're going to say.
All right, buddy. DuckTales.
Okay, that's not what I was going to say. DuckTales?
Yes. Not like the 80s cartoon.
What is that?
Like DuckTales. No, like this band, they're an indie rock band, but like they have a lot of songs that delve into alternative. They sometimes delve into like funk rock and stuff like that. They aren't afraid to change their sound. So I think, hey, if you guys are looking for something new to listen to, I highly suggest it.
I thought you were going to say Were.
Were is, don't even get me started on my love for Were.
I'm so glad I got you into them.
I know.
Were is another rock band, but they kind of strive themselves on letting the music talk.
Yeah. So would you say, is that your suggestion to listeners? Just look up. Oh, by the way, that's spelling.
Yes, it's WHIRR.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, my bad. I was being too grammatical.
You know how people say, oh, give it a whirl, give it a whir, give it a whir. Just
Word.
Oh, wow.
But Lewis, what about you?
That wasn't my suggestion?
Oh, that wasn't? Oh, my bad. Rewind.
Okay, sorry. Actually, I don't know what my suggestion would be. So, Lewis, you go first.
Well, I typically, I don't particularly say I listen to like mainstream stuff. It's just I'm not surrounded by those people that's with those bands that listen to those bands. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to listening to it. I'm open to music. I love music. I'm open to listen to any music. But I'm just preference. I preference certain musics, but I'm willing to listen to every one of them.
Right.
But like those bands, I never heard of them. But I'm not saying they're bad.
Yeah.
I just never heard of them. Like one of my friends just recently got me into this artist. You ever heard of an artist called Banks?
Banks? Yes.
I think so.
The female artist.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I never thought I would like listen to any of her songs, but one of my friends always plays it in my car. So she plays a lot of those songs by Banks, and then I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty chill music. Then I wound up buying 2 of the albums.
There you go. That's awesome, man.
So I mean, I love music, so I've been not opposed to listening to, I don't want to say hipster music, but just other bands.
Anything, yeah. Banks in particular, she has a very, very heavenly voice.
Yes.
And also, like, the production on her tracks, like the instrumentals that she uses, like, some of them are kind of abstract, maybe have like a psychedelic influence, but they're all cool.
Like they're chill.
Exactly, chill.
Yeah.
That's the perfect word for it.
I want to put in 2 plugs for 2 artists that I've been listening to.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
And both of them stem from my newfound love for the song Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh.
One of them is a band called The Acquainted, and they're great. They're fantastic. They cover a lot of stuff, but they also have original music, and I think listeners should check them out. And another, Leon, female singer, great singer. Her voice is like one of those classic, just smooth female vocals. Like it's really like as almost if like when I listen to her, I feel like I'm like in like the 1980s or something, or like 1970s. Like it's really her spin. It's like a modern spin on like an old vocal sound. But it's very like her tracks are very melodic and very soulful. So those 2 I'm suggesting.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
The Acquainted spelling is THEE space ACQUAINTED. And then Leon is just LEON.
Okay.
The E has an accent, but you'll be able to find her.
Okay, all right. And, one message I want people to take away from this episode is that these differences don't have to divide us, I mean, yeah, I understand that this idea has been like a source of humor in pop culture, like, those hipsters, those weird, different people who are into these particular things. They aren't weird, guys. I mean,
it works for comedy's sake, like
the
Big Bang Theory or something like that, But like in terms of reality, they're just people, man.
Yeah, just with different beliefs, different ways of living. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah,
I know, but it just really pisses me off.
Oh, it pisses me off too.
I know.
Yeah.
How like so many of these categories exist for people, It's like it's almost like the more society expands, like the more it finds ways to like divide people. I don't know.
I think that goes for both sides of the spectrum. There's more ways to bring people together. But there's also more ways to divide people because people get creative or whatever, or it's just so like unnecessary, like we've been saying.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you two really barely see the distinction. It's just like everybody is everybody.
Everybody's everybody.
For lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, that's what it is, though. There's artists. There's different form of artists. Artists in design, artists in performance, artists in projection. It's art. There's art. The art is boundless.
It is indeed. It is indeed, man. Well, I think we've pretty much covered all the bases of this hipster subculture, and we've sort of debunked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to exist. We just proved it. That's what I'm talking about.
Debanked it.
Hashtag unity.
Debanked.
Debanked.
Hashtag unity, man.
Yeah. But you know what? We want to know.
Hashtag equal.
Yeah, hashtag equal. And you know what? We want to know what your thoughts are on this. Like, what do you think when you see somebody in a dress shirt and suspenders on the street?
Oh, I just thought of a bad pun. That's not good.
Well, now I'm going to ask you what it is.
All right, well, the term is hipster. So
Yeah.
if you're into hip hop and you're a hipster, you could be a hip hopster or like.
Oh my god.
Listen, don't be starting these rap beefs because then it'll be hipstering the pot. You know, like.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You gone too far, Julian.
One other fun fact I wanted to point out. This whole idea emerged from hippie, which, as we know, hippies were a popular subculture back in like the 70s and even earlier. And they were classified as people who were always, usually like liberals, free-spirited, tend to be more creative or whatnot. And
also bright colors and that symbol. That symbol, man.
Exactly. You're talking about the peace sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was always associated with hippies also.
It was. But it's just like the idea of peace itself doesn't have to be nailed to a particular group. It's something that we all need, man.
Mm-hmm.
I liked going into this topic with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
always.
And Lewis, I want to thank you again for being on the episode.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
And I want to say this has been another quick episode of Unknown and Uncloned.
Just remember, if you see a hippie or a hipster per se, let him be.
Yeah.
For real.
They're people too.
And if you see a hip hopster, don't turn the table.
Don't listen to Julian.
Just turn the turntable. You know?
Oh my gosh.
On that note, you can listen to full episodes of Unknown and Uncloned on YouTube at the Undetermined Network, and you can reach us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at UAU Podcast, and reach the Undetermined on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the UD Network.
Indeed. All right. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, thanks, guys.
See you guys.